of you don't, and that's the reason why you're here on Instagram and not actually on the Zoom. Join the Zoom though. It's where the learning is happening. It's where people are having breakthroughs. You're in your comfort zone here, and I get it. And you're like, I can't, David can't call on me if I'm here. I'm safe. And yet, the whole purpose of this, and this is what I want you guys to understand, we sweat and practice so we don't bleed in war. I want you over on Zoom so you can practice and sweat it out and figure out what to say and know that when the seller says it, you're like, oh, I've heard this before. I've practiced this before. That's the whole point of being on Zoom. So take me up on that, and I hope you join. What's up, Sean? How you doing? Let me turn the camera
Good,
around.
dude. How you doing?
I can't complain. I've been sitting outside, working outside all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, making this my little office, and really working on content for LinkedIn, and getting all my email signatures and all my banners on my social media to reflect the book that I wrote, so people know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
If I'm just being completely honest, I was sitting around last night and I was like, okay, I wrote this book. Now what? Like, what do I do with this, and how do I get it out there, and how do I talk about it? So luckily, I got chat that I can talk to and just come up with some different thoughts on how to handle this. And man, chat has been a tremendous resource for me. It's really helped me figure a lot of things out. And if you guys aren't using that every day in your day-to-day business, just to brainstorm and have conversations with it, you are absolutely missing a resource that can help you grow and get your business where you want it to go.
I love role playing with it. It's awesome.
It is awesome, isn't it? And
Yeah, and it saves your conversation too, so you can go back and see where you make mistakes. So
it does.
there.
Do you have it give you feedback on like what you
Oh
could
yeah,
do better?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I give it the give me the 10 hardest, and don't let me win this deal until I have satisfied everything. So I'll give it certain prompts.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yep. Yeah, I have Mabel help me with those prompts.
Mabel's my girl, man. I
Yeah.
When I think about Mabel, I think about when I first moved to New Jersey, and we were both using the same coach, Carlos Heron, and he
Yeah.
told me about Mabel, and he was like, "You guys should role play together." And we every morning we role play together, and she helped me. I know I helped her, and the fact that that relationship is still here, man, all these years later, is just fantastic. Hey, Maria,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. She's
fantastic.
great. She's awesome. She really is.
Awesome, awesome. Hey MJ, I got your mother over here on Instagram talking about she don't have the link for script practice. You got to send her the link so she can join. What's going on? What's going on? No, no, I'm sorry, wrong person. So wrong person.
I'm like, my mother.
Yeah, I'm wrong person. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I looked too quickly. I'm sorry. Cynthia, what's up? Cynthia, how are you? I'm gonna be sending you an invite. I got a cigar event I'm doing October 15th. So all my cigar smokers in Jersey and surrounding areas, I'm gonna let y'all know about it. It's gonna be in Somerville at Sticks. So a way to get
Awesome.
that nice little cigar chat conversations that help move the needle and make money. So I'll make sure you know about that as well. Taylor, what's up, sir? MJ, how are you? Michelle, how are you? Manny, how are you? Manny, I'm going to ask you if you have any wins from this past week, because I know that you're getting really focused, and I'd be curious to know if you have anything going on that you would love to share.
I have a listing appointment tonight at 8 p.m. So what I'm doing now too is I'm calling expired, and any of the addresses that are nearby my home, like the mailing address of the expired, I'm running over there and dropping some information off. And today I did that, and I got an appointment at 8 p.m. tonight. So yeah,
So when you dropped it off, they were there. You were able to talk to them.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. So here's my question, Manny. I know I'm putting you on the spot here. Did you pre-qualify him?
Yes, I did while I was there.
Good for you, man. So you know everything you need to know. Go get it, man. Text me later on tonight. Let me know what happens. I'd be curious to hear about it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my man. I appreciate that. Taylor, what's up, man? Any wins for you? Mr. No, I can't even call you that anymore. What's up, Taylor? Any wins for you?
I know, and I have to change my my little thing there. It's no longer California, it's Oregon.
Yeah.
Um,
Let people know where to send those referrals, man.
that's right. So I just closed 4 transactions in the last 7 days, and obviously not including the weekend, so totaling 50K.
Shut up, man. Well, hold on. How do I do that? You see the balloons? Hold on. What the hell is that?
So it does it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a this
I'm
you can do
fancy.
like this too, I think.
Are you
Something
on
like
a Mac? I
I'm on
think it
back, baby.
happens. Yeah.
Oh, listen,
My
y'all gonna
kids-
have me doing all. I'm gonna be throwing up all
This
types
is
of gang
another
signs
one.
on
I
this call.
think
Here we
something
go.
like that. Something
All
like
right.
that. My kids do it all the time. They like lasers come out, all kinds of stuff.
So wait a minute. So I just want to make sure everyone on here heard you say this. In the last 4 days, in the last week, you've had 4 closings totaling 40 grand in commission. 50. Do you know there are agents that don't make 50 grand in a year?
That's nuts.
Let me ask you, if you could share one thing that you did to get those listings, what would it be?
I would just say don't be afraid to pick up this.
Well, somebody on here needed to hear that. I'm just saying. All right. All right. You got to pick up the phone, man. And here's the thing, and I'm happy you said that, Taylor, because people are on this call for 2 reasons. They're either afraid of the rejection or they're afraid of the success and not knowing how to handle it. And so I feel like on this call, we help you deal with the rejection, how to continue to push through and know what to say so you can turn that around. And then we also make sure you're set up for success when they do say yes, so you can go and get the opportunity. I love it, man.
And just one last thing too.
Yeah.
All of this, all of these 4 deals, all came from either expireds or circle prospecting. So
Damn. Okay. So you hear that, Manny? Manny's on his way. Manny's doing the expireds. He's taking it serious. I grew my business on FSBOs and expireds and more from expireds. I like the expireds more because they'll pay because they already know what it's like trying to cheap it, right? And go the cheap route. So congrats, man. I hope you're celebrating that. You deserve it. That's huge. That's huge. Keith, I love your video, man. Good job. Good job. Let's get into it, guys. I want to talk to you guys about objection handling. So before I got a whole list here of objections. Before I get into my list, though, I want to hear from you. What is an objection you got on the phone or in person at a listing appointment? What's a tough question you got and you were like, man, I said something, but it wasn't the right thing and I didn't have success? What would that be?
The one I keep getting is, I don't want to list right now. The market sucks. And of course, I go through my objections, but that's the one I keep hearing a lot lately from sellers.
Does the market suck where you are?
No, not really. Not in my, that's what I say. I tell them, is that your opinion or is that a fact?
Okay, I like that. What's another question you could ask? If I said to you, Manny, listen, I don't want to list my house right now. The market sucks. What can you say to open up the conversation and help it lean towards your way?
So if I would have brought you an offer yesterday, would you have accepted?
Even before you go there, but that's a great one. And my answer would be yes. I would, yes, I want to sell my house. So that would be the answer. But what's another question we could get into?
Why'd you want to sell? Why'd you want to sell in the beginning?
That, I like what Keith said.
What's it gonna take to not suck?
Yeah, right. Or help me to understand why you feel that way. If we got into question mode, man, and they started telling you why they thought that, they could be just talking to a neighbor that maybe had a horrible agent and didn't get the results they were looking for, or maybe they are watching the news and it's not local to them, but they're hearing things about the market. If Brittany was on here and she was talking about 15 months of inventory, and you heard that, you might think the market sucked. But if that's not the case where you are, maybe you don't have the right narrative, right? What's another question? Let's give him one more question he can ask. Bomika said, what's causing you to say that? Yep, love that. What brought you to that conclusion? From Denise, love that too. What's one more thing we could say?
I heard this in a training not too long ago. It's not a question, but tell me more about that.
Yeah, I love that. And so here's the thing, MJ. That is a very powerful question, in my opinion. What we have to learn to do is ask that question and then be quiet. The problem that I see when I listen to agents making calls, they'll throw out a question that's a really powerful question, and then they answer it. We got to let the sellers answer these questions so we understand where they're coming from so we can reframe that conversation. So that's powerful. That's powerful. All right. Thank you for that, Manny. You got a couple things you wrote down, man, that can help you with that?
I already have my script book, practice with Barbie every morning, so I pretty much had those in there already.
Yeah. And then also, though, Do you have the stats? Are you looking at your lure every day? So when they say it sucks, could you tell them some numbers? Like, well, our average days on market are only 13, and the homes that are selling for this much over list price, and they're selling in 3 days. Are we giving that info?
That's actually a good one we don't really talk about that during our script practice in the morning about
Mhm.
giving stats. I mean, in the last 30 days, though, here in Miami-Dade County, there was over 3,400 closed sales. So things are selling.
Lead with that. Huh. It's interesting you say that. Are you aware that there were 3,400 sales in the last? Give that information out. Our job is to know our lore, our language of real estate. We should know the absorption rate, days on market, list price versus sales price. Talk about that, lead with that, show them that you're the market expert and you know what's happening in the market. Love that. Love that. Michelle, what you got?
I was just curious for that, would he need to know their time frame? Because if he knew the days on market, it may line up perfectly with the time frame.
I mean, that's very helpful, and that's getting in the question mode. If the market didn't suck, where are you moving to? How soon do you want to be there and getting into that? Because I would take the whole conversation around like, okay, I understand you believe it sucks. If it didn't suck, tell me what it would look like to get your home on the market. What are you looking to accomplish? Where do you want to go? Why is that important? What's your timeline? Yeah, absolutely, Michelle. That's really good information. And Maria, my next push class is October 30th, FYI. All right, what's the next question you guys have? What's the objection? What's up, David Sales? What's up, Elwood? What's up, Bamika? You got off Instagram and came on over. Good to see you. What's up? What else you guys got? Objections. I'm gonna give you 2 seconds, then I'm going right into mine.
I have an objection not to go over just one that I think is hilarious for you guys to hear.
Oh, give it to
Um, I was talking to someone, I actually wanted to give her new objections after she said this to me. She said, I can't talk to you right now. I'm on a long distance call. I'm like, girl, it is 2024. A long distance call is no longer a reason to not talk to me.
Damn, I gotta stop using that excuse then. Okay. So what did you say? You like, okay?
I said, "Oh, okay, I'm not going to keep you long, and we talked anyway."
Yeah, just brush it off. Oh, I'll make this really quick, right?
Yeah,
You may say something that makes them get off the phone and stay on the phone with you, right?
yeah,
I believe I believe MJ, like when we make calls, and I know this is kind of funny. However, I believe when we make calls, two things happen. You outscript the seller or whoever you're talking to, or they outscript you.
hmm
Long distance call, whatever it is, that's them outscripting you, getting you off the phone. And what we know is that most people will hang up and never call that person back. Never call them back. Missed
yeah.
opportunity. So for you, you kept going, y'all kept talking. I don't know if that turned into anything. It could.
We have a follow-up conversation, so
Good.
yeah.
Speaking of that, really quickly, just to help everyone here on scripts, do you have a script when you're following up with someone like that? You have a conversation about real estate. You know you have to do your follow up. You call them back. What do you say when you follow up?
Are you ready to put me to work?
Are you ready to put me away? Okay, that's one thing. What else could we say? Because I don't think we have a lot of good follow up scripts when we're calling people. You're like, I just called them last week. What do I say this week? What do you guys say? Lenny, let me hear what you say. Sean, let me hear what you say. Bomika, I know you make calls. What do you say when you follow up with somebody?
So I just say, hey, should I refresh your memory? Uh, so I just start with that, a very casual, and I just tell them, so I know we spoke about this, so just calling to understand where you're at and how can I help?
Yeah,
And they just tell me, and then we go into the question mode. But I just ask them, hey, I know you've been getting pretty, a lot of calls. We spoke last week, do you remember? But my follow-up calls are usually, I've had like good amount of conversation with them in the beginning. I send them my information, I send them an intro email, and then they do remember that we
yeah,
had a conversation.
yeah.
So it's more like getting to know deeper um, the second time. That's what I say.
So, Bamika, I love to challenge you and everybody else on this call. The next time you're doing follow up, before you actually make the call, take a quick snapshot of what's happening in that particular town or city they live in. And when you call back, say, hey, Bamika, it's David. We talked last week about your house you were thinking about selling. Are you aware of what happened the past week in your town? And they're like,
Mm.
well, no, what? And then tell them. You know, actually, in this last week, 7 houses went under contract in your town. Are you ready for your house to be the 8th? We need to get together and have a conversation about what's going to make that happen. What if we started giving them some information on what's moving in the market and educating them? Go ahead, Michelle.
For me, it's FISBOs, and I haven't made calls to them in a while. But I will tell you, when I do a follow-up call, it's always, hey, last we spoke, you know, whatever it is, you were looking to have an open house or whatever it is. And then my question always is, has anything exciting happened since we last spoke?
Yeah.
And that usually happens on like a Monday, because usually you're just trying to figure out, do you have any offers? Do you have anybody that's interested? Do you have any have you had any showings? You know.
I love that. So 2 things. Number 1, I love that question. And Michelle, as we are living our lives as real estate agents and we're at the bank and we're at schools and we're around people, start leading with that question. Tell me something exciting that's happened in the past week. Man, the conversations that opens up, and here's the beauty behind that question. They're going to turn around and ask you, Michelle, tell me something exciting. Man, I'm actually working with 5 buyers right now. You know, it's crazy. I can't even find enough homes for these people. I mean, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you, who do you know that's looking to sell right now? You can like turn that into a conversation about real estate, right? You mentioned you haven't been calling for sell by owners. Do you mind if I ask you why?
It's really no excuse. I just need to get on it.
Okay, that's fair. I take that.
Yeah.
The reason I bring that question up, when you and I were talking earlier and I said I had somebody from my mastermind calling me, I was talking to an agent some of you guys may know, Patty Gurney. And on one of our calls, I call people out all the time, and I pulled up a for sale by owner in her town, and I said, have you called this person on this street? And when she hears for sale by owner, she's like, oh, I don't want to call. And I kept pushing her to call. Keith knows this. I pushed her to call. She finally calls this lady, and the lady is driving and is really upset, and her phone keeps breaking up. So she's like, you know, her phone's breaking up. And she finally gets to a point where the reception's clear, and Patty's like, hey, it's Patty Gurney. I'm a top agent in this town. And the lady was like, I know you.
Oh.
25 years ago, you painted my daughter's bedroom set. And it turns out this person she did not want to call that has a great listing at around $900,000. She didn't want to call them. When she finally said, you know what, David's going to keep asking me, so I'm just going to call. She knows the person.
Wow.
They have a follow-up conversation on Monday. So we got to be making these calls. We can't get tied to the outcome. All we have to do is pick up the phone and make the calls no matter how we feel. FSBO, FSBO is your fastest source of business opportunity. I need all of you guys to know that and just call. What happens if they know you? What happens if they are ready and they're tired of being a FSBO and you just call at the right time? I need a single person on here to know a broken clock is right how many times a day? Twice a day. You might just call at the right time. That's it. That's it. All right, y'all ready to get into it? Raise your hand if you want to role play. I want to call some people out, but I want to see the people. Taylor, what's up? All right, so Taylor, listen, we're not going to relist with an agent. Pretty frustrated with our last agent. We're just going to go ahead and sell our home for sale by owner this time. So we are going to pay a commission. So if you do have anybody, we're paying 1%. Feel free to bring them to our open house this weekend.
Man, it's David. It's hard to hear you're frustrated. What made it so frustrating, or what makes you so frustrating right now?
I want to keep getting into this. Bottom line, they didn't sell the house.
Man, that is frustrating, especially when you had somewhere to go. So where were you going if you were to sell this, or when you sell this?
Well, we already have a place to go. We have a house that we built in North Carolina, and we just need to close this chapter in our life and head on down. So hopefully, we were hoping to be there during the summer. Definitely want to be there before the holidays.
Okay. And what's taking you to North Carolina?
We're retiring. We don't work anymore. Our family's in North Carolina, and we want to be out in that area with some better weather, man.
Okay, so family is in North Carolina, and that's the reason you're going, right?
Yeah, and the weather, and cost of living, all the things.
Yeah, and just out of curiosity, what's it gonna feel like when you get there and you're in enjoying that nice weather around family, and then everything's just like bliss? Like, what's that gonna feel like for you?
I mean, it was great. We went for 2 weeks this summer, really enjoyed it. Love our new neighbors, love being around family, being there for the birthdays and the celebrations, and just, you know, it felt great, and we really wanted to be there now, and that's why we're a little frustrated. We can do what our agent did, so we don't feel like we need an agent. We feel like we can get this home sold on our own. I know that you're looking for a listing, Taylor. Everybody who calls is looking for a listing. We're not looking to list our house with anyone. So, I mean, if you have a buyer, like I said before, I'd be happy to pay you the 1% commission, but we're not looking to list.
I mean, David, I respect that. If I was frustrated, I didn't get the results that I wanted, I would want nothing to do with an agent. So honestly, the fact that you're still on the phone with me, I appreciate that. Let me ask you, how long was your property on the market? And then what do you feel like your agent should have done?
It was on the market for 4.5 months, and I feel like they should have sold the house. I mean, my neighbor sold, and I feel like we have a better house than them, so I'm a little perplexed on why it didn't sell.
Okay. And did you get any feedback from any showings or any offers? What did that look like?
No offers, no feedback, no.
So you didn't get, I mean, are you telling me you didn't get any communication?
I mean, I talked to my agent and asked, him what people thought about the house, and he said it wasn't the right fit for them. They were gonna keep looking. Pretty much that's it. Nothing much more than that.
Okay. And besides, your last agent actually selling your home, what do you feel like they should have done? Again, besides selling, actually getting it sold.
I don't know, man. I don't know much about real estate, so I couldn't really tell you. I just know that my neighbor's house sold 2 houses down. We have a bigger house. We have a better landscaping. We've done some upgrades, and they sold and we didn't. So I don't really know.
I hear you. I hear you. David, can I be direct with you?
Sure.
Okay. So I understand how you feel frustrated. I mean, I talk to clients all the time, and I have clients that have felt the same way. And what they found out was after meeting with me, they find that there is something that I do differently to get properties sold, and I can help you get your property sold. Now, I know you're not interested in me.
Everybody says the same thing, Taylor. I just got to be honest with you. I probably had 10 calls today, and everybody's saying I can do things differently. And I hear it every day, man. I feel like based on the experience we had, we should just give it a shot ourselves and see what we can do.
And if you don't sell it yourself, then what?
Then we may have to look at some other options, but we're going to give it at least a month. Give it to the end of September and see what happens.
Okay. And if you got an offer tomorrow and you didn't have to wait the month, would you be open to that?
Yeah. Do you have a buyer?
So I work with a lot of buyers, actually, but my job isn't to bring you one buyer. It's to bring you like a plethora of buyers so that you can choose the best offer for you and your situation. And at the end of the day, I'm here to give you all the information that you need to make the best decision for you and your family. So listen, David, I'd love to sit down and meet for just 10 minutes. I got an appointment today at 3 or tomorrow at 5. What would work best for you?
I'm not willing to meet with you. I mean, if you want to come to the open house on Sunday and take a look at the house, we'll be here. I'm not meeting with any agents right now, Taylor. I'm not doing it. Not right now.
Not right now. And you said in a month you would be ready, right?
Correct.
Okay. Can I tell you like a little bit of what I do differently?
I mean, if you can tell me in a minute, I'll give you a minute.
Okay, give me a minute.
I'll give you a minute. Hold on, pause 1 second, because I don't have my timer up. I'm actually really going to give you a minute.
All right.
Sell me in a minute. Like, I want to know why I should give you an appointment. Go.
Okay. So most agents are what I call a 3P agent. They'll put your home on the MLS, they'll put a sign in your yard, and they'll essentially pray or wait for a buyer to come and write an offer for your home. Now, would you like that, or would you like a more proactive agent?
Sounds like that's what I had before. I definitely would want someone who's more proactive than that, for sure.
And would you want somebody who's aggressive?
Sure.
Okay. So David, let's do this. Let's meet. And if I can't help you, I'll turn you like we can shake hands and I'll go the other way. Like if it's not a win-win, if you can't get what you want, I'll be straightforward with you. Does that sound fair?
You didn't really tell me anything though, man. I hear what you're saying. It's good pitch, but I don't see what you would do differently.
Look, I don't even know if I can help you. I really don't. But that's why I want to meet with you to show you. And again, if it doesn't make sense.
What did you leave out? What did you leave out? Somebody tell him what he left out.
Reverse prospect.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't get
You
that.
gave me the 3 Ps. You got an agent who put the sign in the yard, put it on the MLS, and pray someone sell it. What do you do?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you want to meet with me, I'm not a 3P agent. I do two things that most agents don't do. Number one, I price watch to make sure we have your home priced correctly so that it will sell. But even more important than that, I don't wait for people to come through. I prospect. Do you know reverse prospecting? Did your other agent do that? Did they talk to you about that? No? Well, that's why we need to meet. That's the game changer. Those 2 points, I feel like you could have taken at home.
I could have. I just spaced it for some reason.
Okay, man, you just had a little munchkin pop up on your shoulder.
Yeah, she's right here.
But no, good job with everything you said. The other thing I would say too, though, and this is just me being a little picky because I know you and I know you can do this. I want to hear some emotion. I want to hear some conviction, like that you can get this done. And it was so like this, yeah, David, and I can do everything you were saying was good, but you're kind of losing me. I want you to just, I can get this done. I understand how you feel like, why you feel like that. Other people have felt that way. Here's what they found, and here's what I do. Like, put some emotion behind it that makes me say, man, this guy believes in himself. I want to meet with him.
Okay.
I know we're in script practice. However, I believe the way you participate here is how you participate out there on the phone. So leave it all on the floor here. Like, make the mistakes, say it loud, say it with your chest here, tighten it up, and then get on the phones. I say 90% you did that well, just that part you left out with the price watching and prospecting. That's it.
Okay.
All right. MJ, what's up?
I heard a couple of places where he could have leaned in and closed the deal. One is that you kept saying over and over, I don't know what I'm doing. So I would have leaned into that. You said several times that you don't know. I do know what it takes to sell your home, and here's my value proposition. So having those things that David just said, to be able to say, like, here's the things I'll do differently. The second thing that I heard was when he said, you can just come to the open house on Friday. I would have said, perfect. 15 minutes, I'm gonna come 15 minutes before your open house. I'm gonna show you what an open house would look like for me and give you more information on how I could sell your home. Because again, you told me you don't know what you're doing, and I do. I specialize in open houses, getting buyers to make offers after they come and see the house. Let me tell you the things that I would do at an open house and otherwise to sell your house. Like, even if he wasn't willing to give you that extra minute, okay, fine. You have an open house, I'll be there. Meet me there 15 minutes early so I can share this information with you.
MJ, I love that. And I love that you picked up on that because Taylor, I was putting it out there like, hey, I'm just going to do what my agent did. I can do that. Right. And you said to me, can I be direct with you? I was hoping you were going to say, hey, you mentioned you're going to do exactly what your agent did. If you do that, won't you end up getting the same results? Right. And is that North Carolina by the holidays or not? Right. So a couple of openings there. MJ, great pickup because I heard that, but it didn't resonate with me to bring it up. So thank you for bringing that up. Good stuff. Taylor, take that, man. Plug that in. Next time you'll get it. All right, David Sells, what's up, man? You ready?
Not really, just getting to the swing of things, but I'll take a crack at it.
You're ready, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you coming by, David. Liked everything you had to say, but we're going to talk to a few more agents and interview them, and afterwards we'll circle back and let you know what we decide.
Yeah, no, I totally hear what you're. Yeah, I'm definitely not on my game right now, Dave. Totally not on my game.
Okay, if you were on your game though, and you had to get this listing, and you didn't want to leave my house unless I signed the paperwork because you got bills to pay, and the bills keep coming, and you need money coming in. If you were on your game, what would you say? If I told you, hey, I'm going to talk to a few more agents and hear what they have to say.
Yeah, well, David, let me ask you, what exactly you're looking for in the next agent?
I mean, I need someone who's got a proven plan. I know you laid out your plan. I just want to hear what other agents do, so I can just get a feel for what's out there. You're the first person we talk to.
Got it. And how quick do you want to get your home sold?
We need to get it sold very quickly. So we're going to do interviews this weekend and have a decision made by Monday.
Got it. Where are you headed once you get the home sold?
Why do you need to know that?
Well, I'm just curious.
We're moving out of state. We're not local. We're going to be moving out of state.
Okay. Where are you headed? Hopefully somewhere warmer.
It's warm. I don't really want to get into that though. I appreciate you coming out, man. You gave us great information. However, I do just feel like we need to talk to a few more people.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So after going through my whole value proposition and everything that I laid out for you, would you agree that what you've seen today could definitely get your home sold?
Yeah, I mean, I like what I hear. I just don't know what to compare it to. So, I just want to make sure we're making a good choice.
Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you, Dave. Can I just share something with you?
Go ahead.
No, I appreciate that. So, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of agents that are going to come in here and tell you everything that you want to hear just to get the listing, just to get the listing signed. I'm definitely not in the business to just stick for sale signs in the front of your yard. So what you're getting from me is what you're getting. You know, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm here to get you top dollar for your property. Why don't we do this? Why don't we just tentatively pencil in this listing agreement? And if you go ahead and you interview some of these other agents, and hey, you find yourself that they could definitely get, you feel like they could get their home sold rather than me, I'll come back. We'll shake hands. I'll rip the paperwork up in front of you, and then we can move forward. No strings attached, no problem. How's that sound?
I'm gonna pause you right there. So I have to say this, and I'm pausing you right there because in the beginning you're like, I'm not ready, I'm not prepared. I think you did a decent job talking with me. There are a couple things I think you could do differently.
Oh
However, overall, do you feel good about what you were saying?
yeah. This is my first time getting back into the script practice, so
Okay.
I'm just trying to shake off the cobwebs and try to remember some of the things that I used to.
Shake them off, man. So what you said, what you're getting is what you're getting. If you could change that, what you're getting is, what do I want to hear from you? What you're getting. I'm like, well, what am I getting? Tell me, like, why should
I
I
guess
hear you?
I guess I could have went into like lore.
Maybe. What else?
Mm,
What else could you ask me? And let me throw you a lifeline, guys. What else could he have asked me? What could he have brought up that might have made me stop and think and maybe be open to just working with him? If you guys really needed the listing, you wanted this listing, you knew you could get it sold, what would you say?
help me out here, guys.
I would give them a list of questions to ask the other realtors.
Okay. That's one thing you could do. Would it be of value to you if I gave you a list of questions that you can ask when you interview these other agents? And here's what I'll tell you, because I do this a lot. Most of the agents don't know this information. And if you ask them and they don't have an answer, you need to run. Maybe. What else?
I would say usually when a seller tells me that they want to interview other agents, it's usually one or two things: price or commission. Which one of those are we not seeing eye to eye on?
Okay, that's another thing. Get some clarity why they want to talk to someone else. Could we ask who they're interviewing? I'm going to ask that information before I go. If you remember, I asked Manny, did you pre-qualify? I'm going to already have that information. So when they say that, I'm going to say, well, yeah, you told me you're interviewing Manny and Michelle. Here's what I did, and I think this is going to bring you a lot of value. I pulled the reports on how I compare my production compared to their production, or if you're brand new, our production, like you're speaking as a company you work for versus their company, and go over the stats. What if you could show them, hey, you mentioned you want to work with this agent. Are you aware they only sold 2 homes last year? Are you aware of what their list price to sales price ratio is? Do you know what that means and how that affects your bottom line? Like, what if we really got into the numbers and educated them? And if we didn't know their names beforehand, this is why I think you guys should always bring your laptop and hop on the MLS. Could you pull their stats up right there at the house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're talking to Michelle Lewis? What if we did that, David? Do you think that can make a difference?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because here's the thing. We know this in real estate. Sometimes the first offer is the what? Right?
Best offer.
They want to hold out and see what else comes up, but sometimes that first one is the best one, right? You might be the first person they talk to. You're also the best person.
Yeah, I actually just lost the listing. Just found out today.
Yeah, so this scenario was like a real scenario, or was it something else?
It was something else. Somebody I actually know them, so he's in my sphere. And I think I was the first agent that sat down with them. Um, they said they went with another agent mainly because they said that they can get more for they should get more for the property than what we had told them.
Right. Right.
And they also knew the other there was other two there was quite a few agents they interviewed, but it was between us three. And so there was three of us that he knew pretty familiar, you
Gotcha.
know. So I don't know.
So he went with the person who said, I can get you more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I went back and told him, I said, hey, listen, you should maybe see if you could sign a 30-day listing if they're so confident in trying to get that high price.
Mhm.
So that they don't get screwed and get locked into something and then start backpedaling and reducing and all that stuff. So I don't know. We'll see.
So let's say, and David, you don't have to answer this. I'm gonna open this up to the group.
Right.
Let's say we were following up with someone and they were close to making a decision and they said, hey, yeah, we saw your number. There was another agent that said that they could get us more, so we're gonna end up listing with them. What do we say in that scenario? And that could be in person, it could be on the phone. Taylor, give it to me. And after Taylor goes, the next people who speak have to be someone who has not spoken yet. You guys are on here not to just listen, but to actually practice. So I need some people to get out of your comfort zone and raise your hand, and let's get into it. Go ahead, Taylor.
So David, can I tell you what concerns me about that?
Sure.
So agents do sometimes what's called buying your listing.
Yep.
In other words, they'll tell you that they can get you 20, 30, $50,000 more. And what their plan is to do is put it on the market, and then when it doesn't get activity, they say price drop, price drop, price drop. See, I don't tell sellers what they need to hear. I tell sellers well, I don't tell sellers what they want to hear. I tell sellers what they need to hear. And this is where your property is priced at. And if those other agents are looking at the same comparables that I am, how is it that you think that you can get more for your property?
All right, so Taylor, I'm gonna give you a hard time, man, because I'm pushing you.
Do it. Do it.
How could you say that over again and put some freaking emotion in that?
Oh, man.
Oh, you like, I want to be convinced. I want to hear something from you where I'm like, okay, what you said, but say it like you believe it.
Okay. All right. So, David, can I tell you what concerns me about that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So some agents do what's called buying your listing. And so what that means is they're going to tell you that you can get $50,000 over. But in reality, if they're looking at the same comparables that I am, how exactly do you think that you can get $50,000 more for your property?
I mean, they seem pretty convinced they can do it. I don't know, but if they feel like they can do it, I mean, why would I leave that money on the table?
David, you're 100% right. And see, when you sell a property, you have to sell it twice. One to the buyer and then the other one to the appraiser. The appraiser is going to look at the same comps that we have right in front of us. And if he doesn't see the $50,000 over, what do you think is going to happen?
I hadn't really thought about that.
I know. So that's why we should price it right here at 500,000 and not at 550. So let's go ahead and do the right thing and sign the paperwork. So
I felt more emotion there.
all right, a little bit.
A little bit. Work on it though. That's why we're here. It's just practice, right? Just work on that.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. I wanted you to go back into the buying the listing. How can we make that argument about agents buying the listing? Maria said it right here on Instagram as well. Somebody else pick up on that. Let me see who I got on here. Someone who's not. Michelle's driving. But Mika's already talked. Sean, hit me with agents will tell you a higher price because they're doing something called buying the listing. How would you convince me to list with you by using the buy the listing script?
All right, one more time. Sorry, I had you on mute. I'm sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. So Sean, here's what I want you to do. I'm telling you I'm looking at hiring a different agent because they said they can get me more. I want you to hit me with agents buy the listing using that script, and I want you to convince me to give you a shot.
Okay. Well, David, have you heard of the 3 Ps that real estate agents do? Most real estate agents do?
I actually have heard it. I met with an agent named Taylor who shared that with me.
Yeah, what did he share with you?
He says something like they put it on the multiple listing service and pray, something like that.
Yeah, they put it on the listing. They put a sign out and then they pray. That's just kind of what a lot of people do. So that's called what we call buying a listing. I do a lot. I do things much different. Every listing is unique. So I tailor it to whatever your specific needs are. I can tell you how my last buyers or why my last buyers and listing sellers have purchased or wanted to do business with me because I can get them 98% list price. So what that means, when I list a home, I get them about 2% lower than list price. Were you aware of those numbers? Does that make any sense?
It does. Is that your actual stats?
Yeah.
Well, they told
You
me
know,
the stats
average
are-
days on market is depends on the house too. I have certain average days on markets for vacant lots, homes. So I deal within commercial, vacant lots. I do it all.
So I'm not mad at you for doing the 3P. I don't feel like you did the buying the listing script.
Yeah. You know, I have clients that don't want signs in their yard. I got stats that show that signs maybe give you about a 1% chance of selling your home.
Same with open houses. You're right. You're right.
Same with yeah. So I mean, I have clients that do not want signs, open houses, or even a lockbox on their home, and yet I can still sell those homes because I do reverse prospecting. I get out and knock on doors in the neighborhood. And working with Keller Williams, we're the largest real estate company, I should say, residential real estate company in North America with over 160,000 agents. So we have the technologies, we have partnerships with Google. It's crazy how much strength we have when it comes into numbers.
I
So
like everything you said. I want you to expand though. Like we start using these things like reverse prospecting as a seller. I don't even know what the hell that is. So I want you to get comfortable like breaking that. Don't do it now, but I want you to break,
okay.
if you use that. I want you to break that down. Mrs. Gordon, what's going on? What you got for us?
I think I can try to attempt the buying the listing thing script.
Okay. Go for it. I got somebody else who said they can get me more money, so we're going to go ahead and list with them.
Okay, that sounds good because I mean, at the end of the day, what your profit is what's most important. How much more did they say they can list it for?
I mean, you told us 500. They're saying they can get us 530.
530. Okay. And did they show you the market data to support that? Did they show you the comps? Because based off, I came up with my price based off of the market analysis that I've showed you, that I've done in the last 90 days.
No, I just feel like they love our house and they saw the value in what we did in the backyard. They liked the kitchen. They felt like with all the upgrades we did, they could get us a lot more than market value.
Well, it's one of the oldest tricks in the book. And what they basically did is really kind of, I think, honestly, overpromise. If there wasn't something to, validate that number, it's something called buying the listing that a lot of agents do to get their foot in the door and get the listing. And I think that's a little bit deceiving because what they should show you is how many houses in your area have been sitting on the market and haven't sold when they're overpriced. And usually now that can, unfortunately, we price something too aggressively that the market's not willing to pay for and it sits, people are going to nickel and dime, and you may even get lower than 500. So buying the listing is really kind of over promising, and what it may end up doing is if there's no data to support it, the market may offer less. And unfortunately, offer less. How would you feel if your house doesn't sell and you walk away with less than 500 because people now think something's wrong with your house and offer you much less?
Okay, Sean, that's where I kind of wanted you to go a little bit with your script. The only issue I had with what you just said to me, and this is me being nitpicky, and I really believe what I'm saying.
Sure.
You were telling me everything. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to price it high. You guys price it high, and here's what's going to happen. They're going to nickel and dime you down. That's you telling me that, right? So that becomes like, that's what you think as the agents, guys. What questions can you ask me, Ms. Gordon, that would get me to that same conclusion? But instead of you telling me, you're asking me questions so that I kind of self-realize what you're saying is true.
Yeah, I've never used the 3Ps. I just don't use that. So
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, that's the first time I've ever had to throw that out there. So
all good.
Yeah.
Ms. Gordon, how about you? What questions would you ask me?
So the main question that I started off with was, did you review market analysis or a comparative analysis with the listing or with your potential new listing agent? Another question I can ask is, and if you did,
Well, let me give you some context. You told me if I overprice it, people are going to see that it's not priced where it should be, and they're going to nickel and dime me, and I may end up getting less than I could have listed it for in the beginning. That's what you said to me, right? I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what you said. That's you telling me. What
Yeah.
questions could you ask to make me get to that same conclusion?
So what do you think would happen if you're overpriced on the market for 30 to 40K more than what the market is asking for? Do you know what happens?
I mean, I don't know. I guess if I'm overpriced, nobody's going to buy it.
Okay, and if no one buys it, what would that do for you and the plans that you have for your family after this move?
Okay, I see where you're going. Can I back you up a little bit? All right. So I'm going to role play with you, and
Okay.
tell me how to pronounce your first name. I just want to make sure I say it right. So,
Zuleika.
okay, I had it right. Zuleika. Okay, so let me ask you this, and I just want to paint this picture for you. And for this, I just want you to take your seller hat off right now, because right now you're thinking as a seller. I'd like for you to think as a buyer. And let's say you were looking for homes in the neighborhood, and you saw 2 or 3 homes, and 2 of them were priced at 500, and 1 was priced at 530, right? Your agent took you to go see all 3, and they're all comparable, right? Would you pay for the house as 530?
No.
No. What do you think is going to happen with that house? Will it sell, or will it sit there and people buy the homes that are priced at 500?
Well, if it's the highest priced home, it may sit for a while.
Yeah, and if it sits for a while, if you were looking and you saw a house that had been sitting for a month or 2 months and it hadn't sold, as a buyer, what's your thought process going to be about that house?
What's up with it? Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. I don't disagree with you. And if you thought something was wrong with it and you were interested in making an offer, what would your offer look like?
I most likely won't give them top dollar. I would really want to see, my offer probably really would depend on what's a full investigation, but it probably wouldn't be the full asking price.
Probably, or it wouldn't.
Most likely wouldn't.
Right, because you've already seen the homes that sold for 500, right?
Correct.
See, that's my concern about us overpricing. That other agent did what we call buying the listing. They tell you what you want to hear, and then your house just sits there. All the homes around it are going to sell. You're going to help sell the competition, and your home won't sell. Are you okay with that? Or do you want to work with an agent who's going to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear so that you can get this home sold? What if we took the conversation there? Bamika,
Okay.
I want to hear what Bamika has to say about that. Hopefully she was listening. I know Bamika was on mute.
I'm sorry.
Bamika busy calling expires right now, trying to get another listing. I'm gonna leave you alone, Bamika. All right, let me see who else I got on here. Elwood, tell me what you thought about that. All right, let this guy mute. There you go. And then Michelle, coming to you. Go ahead, Elwood. Oh, what happened? Michelle, you go ahead and go, then I'll come to Elwood.
I was just curious about also, in addition to that, how some agents just want to get buyer leads.
Tell us more.
Right. So, David, are you aware why some agents just buy listings?
No, I'm not. What do you mean by that?
Okay, well, some agents will just get a listing just so that they can have buyers do what we call yard sign calls. So in that way, they're able to up their leads for buyers and in turn flip those buyers to buy other homes other than yours. Are you aware of that?
No, I want you to say that again. Rephrase that and be a little bit more direct and succinct with that. You're on the right track, but I want to hear you just shorten that up a little bit.
Okay. So, David, are you aware that some agents will position your home in a space where they're looking to get buyers?
Okay.
Okay. So what they do with those buyers is they turn them into leads and they help those buyers find other properties.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to do in getting your home sold?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so that's why we need to position your home within this price range so that we can be the obvious choice for serious buyers who are looking to move into a home just like yours. I don't know, something like that. I'm a little clunky.
I think you're on the right track. What if you just said, listen, can I be direct with you? You know, this is one of the reasons why real estate agents have a bad rep, is because you get agents that do something that we call buying the listing. They come in here and tell you a number that they know they can't get, but it's what you want to hear. And use your house for free advertising. They get sign calls. People are interested in your home, and they say, well, I got this home at 530, but there's one right down the street at 500. And so they're using your home to sell the other property, and then your home just sits here. I see it happen time and time again. And Michelle, if I could just be direct with you, if I could get you 530, why wouldn't I list your house at 530? You would make more money, I'd make more commission. So the fact that I'm not willing to take it at that price, what does that tell you?
Tells me you're actually
that I'm just a great, wonderful agent and you're going to list with me and pay me 7%. I hear you. Okay, I'll take it, Michelle. I like that. Thank you. That's good stuff. Okay, cool. Elwood, she froze on this, guys. Elwood, all right, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm just going to give you one, then I got something to say to the group right now. Elwood,
Okay.
listen, 6% I'm not going to do. I met with an agent from your company last night, and they said they would do it at 5%. So I like you, man. I like just how direct you were and honest you were, and the way you came prepared was fantastic. I would list with you tonight if you're willing to match their 5%.
Well, you know what? Thank you for talking to one of the agents at the office, David. I know for a fact of my abilities, but let me ask you a question. So if you were at work and there was an economic shortfall there, and your boss came to you and said, look, due to the company's economic shortfall, David, I'm going to have to reduce your salary by 5%, but we definitely expect the same productivity out of you. Are you okay with that?
I'm definitely not okay with that.
Okay, so that's me, if I can just be frank with you. I know I'm a bulldog. I know what I can do for you. And my price, even though it's negotiable, I can help you with getting your house sold with all of the strategies that we've gone over, with the pricing strategy that we went through, and your house will get sold. And with the net that you will make, we will both make our intended goals. Can we move forward?
Elwood, I appreciate everything you said. However, 5%, I mean, that's a big difference. That's over $5,000 the commission I'd be paying you. You guys work at the same company. I just feel like that's more money in my pocket if I can get it done at 5%. So I'm leaning towards listing with them.
Well, David, let me share this with you. I can work with that same agent and have that agent bring a buyer to your house. And we can do both sides of the transaction.
Don't say that. And you know why I'm gonna tell you not to say that? As a seller, you're gonna confuse me. And the confused buyer never buys. Don't add more to it and overcomplicate it.
Okay.
So what did I say to you, Elwood? I said, man, I love the way you showed up, everything you were talking about. You had your stuff together. I really want to work with you. But this person at your company said they do it at 5%. That's what I said. What could you say to make me work with you?
Well, if I can do all those things, I mean, why don't we just get started?
Not what I'm looking for. I'm not saying what you said is wrong. However, what if you just said, well, Elwood, listen, I hear what you're saying and I appreciate the compliment. What I hear you saying is, based on the way I showed up and what I delivered, you really feel like I could do a great job in getting your home sold, right?
Yeah.
However, you want me to do it at their price. It doesn't work that way. You see something different than me because I do things differently. I get my sellers better outcomes. They get their home sold faster and for more money. That's why you would be hiring me. You already said you see something different than me. However, you can't get that at their pay rate. If that's the rate you want, you should hire them. However, you're going to get the results that you're paying for. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
What if we went there?
That was probably what my mind was saying, but the words didn't come out the same way.
But isn't that what they're saying? I like
Yeah,
you, I like what you're
absolutely.
talking about, but I
Absolutely.
don't like your price. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Absolutely.
I can't
Absolutely.
go, if I need a great surgery, right? And I talk to the best surgeon and I find out what he charges, and then I talk to someone who just got out of med school who will do it on the cheap. I'm not going to go with that person. I want the person with the proven results and the track record that can show that they can get it done. And I'm already
Right.
telling you, I see something different in you. I want to work with you. I just want it at their price. It doesn't work that way. I will not lower my commission. Here's what I'll tell you though, I'm a bulldog, and just like I protect my commission, I protect the equity in your home. And you want an agent like me, because we're going to make sure at closing, you put the most money in your pocket. And it's not really about commission, is it, Elwood? It's about what you net when you sell this home, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the part I was trying to say, that I think I ran aground with not the right set of words there. But
Well,
that's kind of like the way I was thinking.
here's what Kelly said. The agent already showed you their weak negotiation skills in negotiating their own money. How strongly do you think they'll fight for you? That's another way to handle it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Elwood,
Yeah.
you like me. I'm sure what you're looking for is a strong negotiator when you hire an agent, right?
Yes.
Well, they already showed you how they negotiate. You want me to do it at their price point? It doesn't work that way.
I think that the example that you gave at the beginning was getting there. It's just something about tying that with the reason why they should pick you. Because everything that you said up until that point was good, but you didn't connect how that went into why they should pick you and pay more rather than go with the agent that was willing to take less.
MJ, you give really good feedback. You know that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was good.
You know, if I could do all of this.
You can do it because you know what to say, because you just said it. So you can do it. You just got to know that you can. I'm gonna go to Cynthia real quick, and then I'm gonna say something in 2 minutes, and then I have a call at 6. What's up, Cynthia?
Hey, how's everyone doing? Just real quickly, I was going to say that you could also mention, like, if you like the way I showed up in my presentation, imagine how the prospective buyers would also, like my presentation, and that would attract more buyers, to your listing as well.
That's another thing. All these things are great things to add in and say. So here's what I want to say to you guys really quickly. Okay, I have 3 minutes. I'm gonna see if I can get it out really quickly. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on being here, because you're learning what you need to do and what you need to say and how you need to show up. So that is fantastic. Here's what's happening right now, and I see it every year. I've been in real estate 20 years. You know what I see happening in September? We go from being F1 racers to walking. We cannot take our foot off the gas right now, and I see it happening every single day. I see you guys not showing up, not making the calls, coming up with reasons why you can't get out there and have conversations every single day. As we head into the final quarter of 2025, let yourself get out there and get your unfair share, because a lot of your counterparts, the people who are not on this call, they get complacent from October through February. Let them get complacent. Do not take your foot off the gas. You're here learning, go implement what you're learning. What you hear us saying on this call, get on the phone and say it to the seller. Practice by making the calls, right? Here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get the listing. Like I said earlier, sometimes you call at the right time. A broken clock is right twice a day, right? So just make the calls and you'll create opportunities. Here's the other thing. Every time you make a call, you get stronger. You recognize, okay, I didn't say this, next time I will. I didn't ask this question, next time I will. I didn't close enough times, next time I will. I dropped the ball on follow-up. They told me to call on Monday. I waited until Wednesday and they already listed. Now I need you guys to lock in. I'm locked in now. I got some coaches that are whooping my butt on creating the right content and getting things done correctly. I'm not perfect either, so I'm not sitting here from up here talking down. I'm sitting here talking with you because I'm going through it too in my business. Here's the thing though, and I think this is what separates me. I show up every day, and I talked to Michelle about this earlier. I show up every day no matter how I'm feeling, and I put the work in. Taylor, one more day. Let me just show it one more day. One more phone call, one more appointment, one more door knock, one more follow-up. Keep putting in the work. Don't take your foot off the gas during October, November, and December. Yeah, take some time off for the holidays. And when you're off, be off. When you're working, work like nobody else and get your unfair share. What does Dave Ramsey say? Live like no one else now so you can live like no one else later. If you continue to show up and do your work now, in January, you're going to hit the ground rolling with properties under contract, sellers in your pipeline, and you're going to have a great 2026. If you wait until January to get started, guess what? You're already in April because the work we do today shows up 3 months later. So in order to have a good 2026, it requires that you stay plugged in for the rest of this year. So do that. You owe it to yourself to see what you can do with this thing called real estate. And there are plenty of examples out there of people making tons of money. All you got to do is lock in and continue doing the work. So lock in. Y'all gonna lock in with me? I'm locked in. Let's go. I got a call at 6. I got to go. Y'all be good. Thank you for being here. See y'all.